Right, Jimmy here. Get nice and comfy. Now I tried to prop my phone up against my speaker, but I've dusted my surface, so it just kept trying to fall down. So what I've done is I've put a piece of cloth there, so it holds so it's like friction. It holds it up. So I'm gonna do a quick little vlog before I go to work. It is 9 o'clock. Don't start till 10 o'clock. I'm gonna set off at about 9:15. I decided to check for buses for Huddersfield going to tomorrow. So the first bus is at 8:36, and I've chosen to get the first available train from Huddersfield, which is 9:10. So what I'm gonna do? Oh yeah, and also I'm in uniform. I'm in my Morrisons uniform. I can kind of guarantee today I might be on tills. Potentially on the checkouts. Because I checked the schedule and there's 5 people in altogether. So there's it's more than it's certainly enough for the Saturday. I mean, mind you, it is a Saturday, so it's gonna be busy. In the cafe, so there's gonna be that. But if it turns out I'm just standing round, I'll just say, look, do you want me to jump on a till? And I'll just get the flow of customers going. So what I've done is I've packed for tonight. I've packed my bag with my work bag with my black shorts and my black Burnley t-shirt that I got recently. Because I'm going to Golden Dragon with my grandma. I'm just gonna get changed at work. I'm just gonna do that. I'm still gonna wear my Solomon trainers, my new ones. I had to throw my other ones away because the grips at the back were just practically nearly gone. And when you're walking quite topsy-turvy on your feet, that doesn't really do your feet any favours. So when you're trying to walk and your feet are like that, it's a bit of a deformed walk. I've got the heating on just for an hour or so. I mean, I'm gonna turn it off in a couple of minutes. Because I'm going quite shortly. I only purely put it on for an hour to then have it for an hour and then bugger off out to go to work. So I'm on a 10-5 shift. Decided to check if anything had been. Now here's the cool thing. Whenever I check this, because I checked the schedule when I was at McDonald's quite a lot, it's still embedded in there to do it at Morrisons. And it's so cool how up to date and how organised Morrisons is to McDonald's. Because McDonald's was just oh, do you know, we didn't want to tell you if you've got your holiday or time off the week before and potentially not give it you. The week before, such shitty notice. And there's times when I remember putting holiday or time off for a week before and it got accepted, and people's were in for at least a couple of months and it didn't. And they're just not organised at McDonald's. They're just so not. Again, the high attrition thing. That's why. I'm gonna keep saying this, but the day that I left, people were do you think you're replaceable as a full-time employee? And I said, well, when somebody left within a day, I'm kind of well, yeah. I mean, since I left McDonald's, I haven't been back since, and that's not to say, and that's not a not going back ever again situation ever. I just haven't been back. I've just not been back. When you're so used to walking round Salthebble, walking from Westfield to Salthebble, you're quite used to doing that sort of walking. And then when you walk around Elland or whatever, it makes it think you kind of feel a bit different. Oh, it's a bit different, our routine. But now that I'm walking around Elland quite a lot, I'm walking through Ellen, bits of Ellen, then to come back home. That's more the routine sort of thing. I mean, particularly when I walked from here to Old Hebble, the only shops I saw, realistically, so I went over the viaduct, was just the petrol station when I'm there. Whereas here, in Ellen, you see like a variety of different shops, and you can get a drink before you start. Actually, you can kind of get a drink and have it on your way to work, and then start your shift. So I was saying I probably might be on tills, potentially at some point today, because I was like, there's 5 people. Thing is, at McDonald's, they had a point where they showed who was on schedule and everything, but then they took that off. So you basically didn't have a clue who was working with who, which it was kind of an attempt to like people phoning in sick, like, oh yeah, this person's in that with that person, I'm gonna phone in sick. But then I'm like, you don't know who's working with who, you don't know who's doing what, who's doing where, and again, it's just not organised at all. You're basically going in blind to a shift. Every shift. This is McDonald's. Morrisons, it says store schedule, and it shows that week or leading up to the end of February. Oh, well, up to the end of January. And it shows all the different departments for Morrisons. Cafe, admin, bakery, fresh fish, etc. And it shows all the names of people that are in that department, and it shows the timescale of the schedule for that they're doing. So I looked for cafe this morning, and I'm like, well, there's me at 10, and there's 2 people at 11:15. There's someone even now in at 6 from 6 in the morning. Weird, like, I mean, even after like 1:45, there's gonna be 4 people in the cafe. But then even, yeah. And that's how things should be. You should be able to know who's working with who. I mean, Morrisons has more staff than McDonald's. But this is the thing, McDonald's is more of a bigger company than Morrisons is. But Morrisons has a bigger organisation in like terms of like what you're doing to McDonald's. And like I said, with McDonald's, it would come to Wednesday or Thursday, and they're like, right, your schedule's up, and it's just that week. And you kind of live like week by week by week, and you can't plan. You can't go places, you can't, well you can. I was fucking lucky last year. You can't plan, you can't do anything. Whereas like at Morrisons, you got like, when it came to the start of January, it was like, right, your schedule for January is up, and like for the whole of January. So you can kind of see like what you're doing for January, and you can be like, oh, that second week, I've got a couple of days off, so I'm going to go on a day out or potentially do something that day. Whereas McDonald's, you had to wait till that week to then decide what you're doing, and then it's shite. It's utter shite. For a multinational, bloody big company, that's shocking, McDonald's compared to Morrisons. But the thing is, don't get me wrong, the staff are friendly at McDonald's. There was a situation, and if you got to this point in the video, then hurrah. There was the point when I left, there should have been a situation when they had like levers documentation, they should have had P45s, potentially even P60s. But then, and potentially even a leavers meeting for me to leave to go like off on my way. That's what should happen, right? And that never did. There was no such thing. It was just right, leave, fuck off, bye. That was it. For someone that was hardworking as I was there, they've lost a hard worker. That's the thing. That's the kind of thing. And realizing what I did at McDonald's for a long time, and then realizing you don't have to do that at Morrisons, it's a lot less to like think about. Like for example, I was gonna say like, where's our mop and bucket? This is at Morrisons. Where's the mop and bucket and where's the sweeping brushes? And they were like, we don't. The cafe doesn't have that. We have designated cleaners that do that. And I'm like, cool, okay then. They just have like spray and the cloths, like very thin cloths, which work. And I'm just like, I keep getting asked on the day that I'm in, is everything going all right so far? Is everything going well? And everything doing all right? Asking if there's anything wrong with the shifts, potentially if there's something that's happened. And that's the timer going off for the heating. It might just go off automatically. So I think the timer will go off on its own automatically. I'm going to keep going. It's 10 past 9, so I'm going to set off relatively shortly. Yeah, people are asking me all the time at Morrisons how I'm doing, if I'm alright, if I need this, if I need that. At McDonald's, that was very, very rare that happened. And you don't get classified as really for doing good work. It was just like, yeah, come in, fucking do it, bye. Whereas at Morrisons, it's like, if I'm a bit nervous and I'm like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing, like, oh, I don't know if this is right and everything, they're like, no, it's fine, you're doing all right, you're doing fine, like, don't be like, still going. How's it from here? Alexa, stop. Nope, still going. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up the video because I'm going to go to work. It's 9:11. Oh God, it is, and that is. No, it actually is. It's 9:11. So this has been my talk on McDonald's versus Morrisons. It's gonna just keep going, isn't it? So I'm gonna walk to work. It's not the best of weather. When isn't it? It's forecast to rain a little bit when I'm away tomorrow. I was kind of like, so I'll just have a bit of a walk to work and then start. I might as well just do like a little bit and then get to work. Pardon me. And then I can do a bit. Actually, no, what we're doing a bit tonight because I'm going out this evening. Anyway, going to wrap up the video. Thanks for watching for now, and goodbye.